Hello and welcome to Flashback, a weekly look at stories from years gone by. When people consider how they're educated or how they're taught, they think back to small desks in a classroom full of 20-something other kids. Well, back in 2003, this was not the case. Though people were still learning, they were doing it while floating on the water. We'll take you to the deck of that floating classroom back to August 14th, 2003.
It's definitely not an abnormal sight to see a ship sailing into Prince Rupert's Harbor. A ship that sailed in last week was different. This one taught the ways of the world and the ways of life at sea. The sailing vessel Concordia is a 188-foot tall ship and usually has 48 high school students swabbing the deck.
When I was 16, I was looking for a college program, and I came across this program at a college fair, and I didn't think I could ever dream to do it, but my mom said, you know what? Why don't you go and do something different than your 3 older sisters? And just the thought of traveling around the world really appealed to me, and to sail is just magnificent. I'd been on a few small sailboats for fun in the summer, but I had never been at sea for long periods of time. I knew nothing coming on board, but at the same time that was all part of the adventure. You definitely have to be a person who's willing to test themselves, who's willing to take on any experience, take on any challenge, and see it through.
In the coming school year, the ship will dock in places like Brunei, Bali, Solomon Island, Fiji, Russia, and South Korea. But it's not just a year aboard a ship where you occasionally learn something about the world or learn how to sail. They take their schooling very seriously and offer courses for high school and even junior college students.
8 months is a long time to be away from home, but I think it's part of the experience, is the independence of growing up and not just being away from home, but being in foreign countries. And when I came on board, I was only 17 years old, and all of a sudden I found myself in Panama and in Mexico. And you're obviously in groups, obviously for safety reasons, but still there's a real sense of independence there, and I think it really changes you, the whole experience. It's a real growing experience.
Sarah Porter is working on board for the summer and will be a student starting in August.
I thought it would be very exciting to travel the world, have the cultural experience that you just wouldn't get in the United States, of going to Bali and Fiji and Tonga and China, and doing your land stay programs. We get to stay with people, like do homestays with people, and meeting students from around the world. Learning how to sail is a big one for me. Studying, just the whole experience of studying aboard a tall ship with 47 other students will be an interesting experience. As students and as a crew on the ship, it's not just the ship itself. It's the family that you develop while you're on board with your friends and your teachers. And you've always got your teacher right there to help you out, and your friends are always right there. If you're fighting with your friend, everybody knows, but that's what makes you bond so much. And also, when I looked at the ship before I came, I thought it was really cool. Now I know how much work and effort has to be put into a ship to keep it running.
They stopped over in Prince Rupert for just a short while, but in the year to come, 48 lucky students will get to experience many other cultures.